Bernie Sanders got shellacked, and Governor Mike DeWine of Ohio violated the Constitution. Well, yesterday, St. Patrick's Day, was another round of primaries. Arizona had theirs, Florida had theirs. Missing was Ohio. Why? Because Governor Mike DeWine, who I said is caught up in monkey see, monkey do, he's never had such notoriety like he's getting now. He's never had this kind of media attention, and people actually kind of know his name now, which is a miracle because there are residents of the state of Ohio who don't even know the name of their governor. He didn't get elected because of his political savvy. He didn't get elected because he is hugely popular, charismatic. When he talks, he just draws you and you're like, wow, that guy's an incredible. He got swept in by Trump supporters, wanting to keep the state conservative, wanting to keep the state squarely in the conservative line of thinking and ideology. Mike DeWine managed to get the Republican nomination. People voted for him. Didn't even know really who he was, what he actually stood for. People in Ohio, lifelong residents who keep up with politics, a lot of conservatives weren't happy, but they pulled the lever anyway. And now we know why. When he came out even harder than the Trump administration, right out the gate, closing schools, closing this, putting the state into a soft rollout of martial law, monkey see, monkey do. Now we're watching all of these governors do this, and President Trump trying to manage all of these governors in such a way that, hey, can we stop usurping the rights of our citizens while also protecting them from a health crisis? So DeWine decides that he's going to postpone the primaries. Well, a judge stepped in Monday night and said, no, nay, can't do that. The elections will continue. But by sunrise Tuesday morning, the governor had already closed all polling places, stating he didn't care basically what the judge said. This is a health crisis, yada, yada, yada. We'll do it sometime in June. Now, at first, you would have thought that the liberals would have loved this.
See, he's one of those Republicans who doesn't side with Donald Trump. He's doing the right thing.
Now the governor knows he really stepped in it because he's getting backlash from the Democrats, from the media that just a couple of days ago fawned all over him, loved him, were so proud of him. Now all of a sudden, they're calling him a violator of the Constitution. The Washington Post today, Ohio's action sets a dangerous precedent. We have conducted elections during wartime. New York City conducted a mayoral election just weeks after the terror attacks on September 11th, 2001. Tennessee held its primary on March 3rd, just after devastating tornadoes took out Nashville. The principle is clear. We do not permit extraneous events to override the democratic process. Now, of course, they had to throw this little line in there, especially in the age of Trump, when so many norms and institutions have been under attack. The primacy of timely, regular elections must be preserved. Because think about it. If Ohio is allowed to get away with this, and this is going to get challenged all the way to the Supreme Court. I know the Ohio Supreme Court stepped in, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, and voted to side with the governor. The precedent that this sets is the following. We keep talking about and worrying about Russian collusion, foreign interference in our elections, and what if somebody that gets voted out doesn't want to go, and an election shenanigans and election rigging? So what if on the day of the national election, let's say conservative governors are worried that the election might tilt liberal, and they dream up a reason to call it off? You now have precedent. Conversely, what if liberal governors are sensing that their constituents are about to vote conservative and they call it off? You see where this is going to go? How one thing triggers another thing, triggers another thing, triggers another thing? DeWine stepped in it big time. He was all caught up in the star syndrome. He was now quasi-famous. CNN wanted to interview him. PMSNBC wanted him on. He was becoming more popular than Michael Avenatti. And where is old Mikey now? Harvey Weinstein, the maker and breaker of Hollywood, and nobody could get a movie through unless Harvey signed off on it. Where's old Harvey now? See, the media giveth, and the media not only taketh away, it will then crap all over you in the process. DeWine stepped in it. And all of a sudden now, he's being quiet. You know, after he had talked big about, not only did I shut down the schools, I'm going to shut down daycare centers too. Really? What a brilliant plan. And what becomes of all these children? They just wander the streets. They got no schools to go to. The libraries are closed. Daycare centers are closed. Who's going to take care of them? Oh, yeah. Those people in the population that are supposed to be being protected, senior adults, the grandmas and grandpas, are going to have to take care of the kids. Well, people can work from home. Not everybody can work from home. Somebody's going to have to give up a job. And again, the detriment to the economy on this is unbelievably short-sighted and stupid. And forgive me for saying it this way, this is a viral infection, and eventually everyone is going to get it. And I realize we're trying to slow things down to let researchers come up with the vaccine, the treatment. I get it. I understand that. But again, when we have these governors running around like little rogue dictators, each one with their own set of martial law, this is the kind of upheaval to the democratic process that we have. This becomes very easy now for election rigging and election problems. Everybody else yesterday managed to pull off their elections under coronavirus. And Bernie Sanders, you're done. And of course, the Bernie supporters are, I can't believe this, I can't believe this, I can't believe this. What's not to believe? What's not to believe? Your own guy waved the surrender flag. He already said he wasn't going to say what needed to be said about Joe Biden. He had already said he was out of this fight. You know he's just kind of hanging around waiting to see what the Biden campaign offers him as far as a buyout to go away like Hillary did. The only difference is now the Biden campaign has got to feel emboldened like, ain't nobody voting for Bernie anyway. We ain't going to give him nothing. And you know what? We ain't gonna. So, sorry, Bernie, you're not going to get another house. You're not going to get that yacht. You're not going to get the SSS Bernie. Sorry. And your debate performance the other night, I finally just got around to watching it, and I really feel like if he and Biden have another debate, they need to put those little buzzers on their platforms. You know, life alert. I've fallen and I can't get up. That's the Bernie campaign now. You've fallen and you ain't getting up. You are over. You are done. History. Sayonara. See ya. I had a doctor's appointment today. No, I'm not sick. No, I don't have the coronavirus. It's my annual I get checked every 3 months. And by the way, unsolicited piece of advice here. And remember, I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. Elderberry extract. My doctor told me today that is one of the best cures, best ways to fight. If you even feel flu-like symptoms coming on, elderberry extract. I went and bought a bottle today. I like it. You can water it down, you can add juice to it, or you can take it straight. I took it straight, loved it. And I will follow the directions on the bottle. I think it's 2 teaspoons every 4 hours or so. I don't know that I'll do it that much, but I'm going to make it part of my daily routine. I take vitamin D, I take vitamin C every day, and So I'm just passing that out there. If you're even remotely still worried about COVID-19, try a little bit of elderberry extract. And again, consult your physician, because I am not a doctor. But I am a pastor and a political analyst, and I can tell you, Bunny's done. He's just over. But my doctor said, hey, you were a kid in the 70s. Yep. He said, you remember the Pink Panther show? Yep. He said, do you remember the cartoon in the Pink Panther show, The Ant and the Aardvark? And I'm like, oh yeah, they were hilarious, The ant kind of sounded like Dean Martin, always had like a cocktail. And the Aardvark, was just hilarious. It was just absolutely hilarious. And he said, don't you think the Aardvark is a lot like Bernie Sanders? And I thought, yeah. Bernie Sanders and the Aardvark, they are actually absolutely alike.
I'm an anteater, and I'm starving. Do you know why? Because I haven't been able to catch an ant for a month. Aha! This time, I can't miss.
The election is over. Donald Trump won. Between you and me, Wolf, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to run against them, but that did not end up being the case. Right now, where we are is where we are. I intend to work with President Trump.
It's the same voice tone, same cadence. It is spot on. When you consider the Ant and the Aardvark, that's the 1970s, early 70s. And Bernie now, Bernie the socialist, you're done. Bernie bros, you better figure this out. And if you're going to make your exit from the Democratic Party, because now the one thing that we haven't talked about in a few days, because everything has been so caught up in the coronavirus, is the impending civil war and breakup of the Democratic Party. They don't want Establishment Joe, but Establishment Joe is what they're about to get. Sorry, gee, maybe if Ohio would vote it, nah, you weren't going to get Ohio either. Bernie is done.
While our campaign has won the ideological debate, we are losing the debate over electability.
Hey, that's it for this little mini rant today. Stay safe, keep yourself protected, and remember, certain supermarkets now have toilet paper, and they're properly rationing it this time, so we should have toilet paper. Whew. Crisis averted. That said, stay informed with me. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Smack the bell to get notification of my rants, and click the word all to get all of them.